Joined by Douglas Benitez at Qualcomm. Douglas, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you being here with us.
It's a pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me.
Great. I mean, I think we today I really wanted to chat with you about how SECO and Qualcomm are working together, and it's crazy because all of this began very recently. I mean, SECO has a long history as a company, more than 50 years old almost, and we've been working together since a couple of years only. But we moved at breakneck speed, and we achieved some impressive feats as we were going. And I think I would like to roll the tape back. And the first thing we did was working on the QCS 6490, an amazing product, and our very first, let's say, going out to the market with Qualcomm kind of thing. Why would you think that was the best choice to begin with?
Well, first of all, I need to acknowledge we are extremely happy and excited with the partnership with SECO. We've been working with you maybe a little more than 2 years. Yeah. And this journey has been incredible. We've been learning, mutually learning. We've been learning with the market, and we are extremely happy with the traction our platforms are having. So we are super, super happy with the partnership. And not only we've achieved so far, but especially what we're going to achieve together in the future. So thank you very much for trusting on Qualcomm. So as we did our inroads into the IoT market, 6490 was one of the first platforms where we have industrial grade capabilities. So long-term support, industrial temperature grades. So this was actually a really industrial grade platform to begin with. So we together developed this mark, which is one of the most, I would say, popular standards from now on the industry. And this platform capability is very unique because you have an octa-core processor, very powerful there, very powerful GPU. We have a dedicated NPI, so this is great. But in addition to that, it's the only platform in the market that supports the 4 operating systems. We're talking about Android, Linux Yocto, upstream. So our Linux now is Qualcomm Linux fully upstream, Ubuntu, and Windows. So this is a very unique platform that can address the most variety of use cases, from consumer cases, which really demands low kind of requirements, until very complex industrial cases as well, with AI and extended temperature ranges and so on and so forth. So this platform has been a success, and we're very happy with the pipeline we're building together.
Indeed, and honestly speaking, being able to fill some gaps in the market with a 6490 was absolutely great for us. And I believe that, when you talk about the perfect fit and the support of operating system, it's definitely an option that just was not there on the market before. And extending our line card was definitely the right thing to do. But, when we talk about operating systems and how to scale, my mind just goes to the next step we did together, which was the IQ Excellent, a platform that I personally love because of the sheer focus on AI, the MPU available, the insane horsepower it delivers for AI applications and for edge AI applications, and also for its very unique standout, which is supporting Windows 11 on ARM, which I believe is really opening up a whole new category of options for customers and users alike. How is it possible, let's say, for the end user to leverage such capability and build edge AI applications with Qualcomm by harnessing such power?
Yeah, if you allow me, just let me provide a little bit of background, because our partnership with Microsoft and Windows has been very fruitful for the last half decade, I would say. So today we have full Windows support on ARM. So Windows is fully supported, natively supported on ARM. We are bringing Windows on IoT now for all our platforms, and IQX is one of the platforms that really carries it natively. But if you allow me to just do a comparison, what we're doing on the PC market, because the PC market also translates what's the solidity of the platform. What we have been able to achieve in 2 years is by far the fastest speed ramp of a new silicon in the Windows market, in the PC market. So the platform is very solid and very stable. App support, driver support. So we are really, really serious into supporting Windows on our platforms. When it translates into industrial, we are bringing now, as you mentioned, the IQX with multiple flavors, scaling from 8 cores to 12 cores. And most importantly, as you said, we have across all variants, dedicated NPU for accelerated AI, accelerated models, with 45 TOPS across. So it's a very powerful NPU. And it's our inroads into the IPCs, industrial PCs, PLCs markets, where we're seeing there is a huge growth in demand for AI applications, especially run on NPU, the performance and power is very optimized. So we're very, very happy with the platform.
That's great. And honestly, I think that the standout, at least to me, when it comes to Qualcomm is that we're talking about silicon, but silicon is just means to an end at the end of the day. And I think that one of the reasons why Qualcomm and SECO have become so close in such a short time is a very, very big alignment on strategy and vision. And in the same fashion, I think that we both believe that AI starts with the horsepower at the silicon level, but ends with software and with the ecosystem to support that. And Qualcomm, over the last year, has been extremely active in acquiring companies that are putting together this kind of value proposition altogether. And I believe you did an insane job in making this happen. Can you tell us more about this?
The discussion is evolving, right? We no longer talk about hardware. The real value proposition is on the whole system approach, especially on the software side. So when we see what we are doing together with Clea, I think we can discuss more about it. It's really facilitating how edge AI is deployed. So how do we quickly transition into edge AI and models, how we facilitate the industrial models. And for facilitating this journey, that's why Qualcomm has been acquiring a couple of companies like Edge Impulse, for instance, that we integrated together into Clea, that it really helps training models, optimizing models, and really deploy at scale on the hardwares in a very optimized manner. So this Edge Impulse is one of the examples. We also acquired, for instance, Foundries.io that will help us on the deployment strategy. We also acquired recently Arduino that gave us capabilities of really creating access to a huge developer community to start prototyping and developing and creating models and really playing on AI in the field. So the acquisitions come so we can have a cohesive and very solid story on not only on hardware, but how our platforms, our AI platforms, how we create models, how we deploy models, how we make our customers empowered to use their own models in a really scale at the edge. So we are super happy as well in the way the whole system approach is shaping.
Definitely. And I do say that SECO in this very regard is on a very similar journey. And I think that the strength of our partnership lies in being complementary to one to the other. Clea, as you mentioned, to us is kind of the baseline gateway for customers, users, and developers alike to develop, deploy, and execute AI at the edge. And Edge Impulse, I think, was a match made in heaven. You know, when I remember when we had this discussion the first time, now some months ago, there was an instant click in which we knew that the two platforms were meant for each other. And I believe that both teams have been working relentlessly into making this happen, and we are about to grasp, the fruits and the benefits of all this partnership. And I'm very excited about Arduino. I believe there's going to be more coming in the future. And the fact that this all ties together with the concept of SECO, of developing solutions and bringing solutions to the market, is really what makes the partnership special. Our end game has always been cutting the time to market and simplifying what appears to be complex. So I think we are kind of on the same path here. But it wouldn't be a Farsight chat if I didn't ask you something about AI. So I'm going to do this right now.
If I may.
Sure, ask me something about it.
If I may. No, I'm asking. I can ask a lot of things, but let me talk a little bit more about Arduino.
Sure.
Because I think this is maybe a game changer today. What we have announced this week with Arduino Bentuno Q is putting a chip to begin with, very, very powerful, which is like Q8, octa-core, 40 tops, incredible GPU, incredible NPU, incredible DSP, support for multi-streams of cameras, huge capabilities. This chip is being deployed for this market for many years now in automotive systems. It's a very, very solid industrial grade, long-term support. So we are putting in the hands of millions of developers a incredible machine that they can start now with all our platforms, downloading models, creating prototypes. So this is really massifying edge AI creation and prototyping for a vast amount of use cases and industries. And we really want to make sure the transition from Arduino into the industrial also happens in a smooth way. Now that you give me the chance to ask you, how do you see the Arduino impacting your business, the Arduino announcement?
I come from a background where communities and developers are the first thing that matter. So the news got me very much excited. And I do believe that it's a testimony to Qualcomm's vision of thinking outside the box and venturing into uncharted territory to grasp some more gains. I am a fan of what you're doing here, and I cannot wait for us to dip in and do something together. I believe that democratizing access to developers for what concerns Edge AI and everything else is the only way for the market to start seizing the benefits of AI in the fastest way possible. As you said, you are now enabling millions of developers out there, and I know you've been very successful with your first launch. I think if memory serves me well, 240,000 devices.
Yes.
Congratulations, by the way. And so to think about how many developers...
In more than 130 projects.
Wow.
130,000
I assume, but yeah, that is an impressive number. And I think that this is only the cusp of it. So what I envision is that as much as we democratize the platform and as much we provide access to both hardware and software that people can use to action and put in motion Edge AI, we will be probably the ones driving the change that the market is asking us for and it's requiring right now. Because right now, the number one ask that I have by anybody in the industry is, how do I make this happen? How do I make this simple? And I believe that the pieces are coming together. The puzzle is starting to look like something interesting. And I believe that SECO will play a role in the transition you were mentioning from developers to communities to small projects into full industrialized, ready to go mass production projects, which at the end of the day are the ones that are going to shape the landscape for the next 5 to 10 years.
Very good. I couldn't explain better.
Thank you. But you know what? I think that this is only the beginning, because there's one thing I would like to say, and I would love you to kind of chime in and tell us more about the portfolio that Qualcomm is about to release to the market. SECO is now committing to releasing all of the Dragonwing series across its SOM and standard single board computer solutions. This is going to happen over the course of the next 12 months, but we're going to follow the evolution of your silicon closely, and we're going to provide our customers with the right form factor and the right horsepower depending on their use cases. And this is definitely something that is incredibly valuable to me, and to think that we will have the right solution for the right price point and power point will be definitely a game changer. But on your end, you've been working relentlessly in designing and devising why different silicon families fit specific markets. And I would love you to give us a brief overview of your rationale and what are the industries that you see the most interesting and compelling for Qualcomm, like 12 months out.
So thank you for the question. I think as we transition to the industrial, we have announced our IQ family, which stands for Industrial Qualcomm. It goes, we have the IQ 6, IQ 8, IQ 9, IQ X as part of this family. And basically there is one single topic that goes across all the family, which is AI capability. So we can scale AI from 1 TOP to 100 TOPs today. So 1 TOP on the IQ 6 up to 100 TOPs on IQ 9. So we see more than verticals, kind of use cases or type of devices that we are getting a lot of traction with the products. So you see a product like IQ 6, for instance. It's a great product for HMIs. So this is a very good product for an edge gateway, industrial or energy gateway. So this is a product that we are seeing a lot of traction in these directions. When you go up to IQ 8, IQ 9, they are fantastic as an edge AI gateways and robotics. We have our robotics SDK that is across this industry, which includes, by the way, the 6490. This facilitates the adoption for any kind of robot, especially AMRs, cobots, this kind of thing. So we are seeing huge traction on that, and drones as well. So we are seeing drones. We see today, we all know, we all are seeing how the drones market is deploying, right? So this platform, IQ 8, IQ 9, and 6490 are very suitable also for the drone markets. And when you look at IQ X, it's basically PLCs and the kind of IPCs and panel PCs, similar to the ones we are demoing here, for a bunch of AI use cases like image inspection, robotics controllers, and things like that. One thing that's important is on IQ 8, IQ 9, camera vision is something that is very, very, very strong, and we're seeing a huge traction on cameras use cases as well. So we are transforming dumb cameras or analog cameras into smart cameras by putting a gateway. IQ 9, for instance, we can have up to 36 camera streams, which is immense. With 100 TOPS NPU, you can really have the 16 streams becoming AI cameras despite being dumb, because the gateway is doing this kind of things. So we are seeing, just to summarize, edge gateways, HMIs, IPCs, PLCs, all the lines are getting traction in these industries, and we see energy is one of the sectors that are fastest adoption on our products. Industrial and automation. We see a lot of medical use cases, because medical needs a lot of graphics as well. So on the graphics and the GPU, proprietary GPU, very, very powerful GPUs out there. So a lot of medical use cases as well. Transportation, commercial and agricultural vehicles, and that now they are becoming autonomous. So there's so many use cases that we see our platforms coming in that we can stay the whole afternoon discussing about use cases. But basically, across all the products, the story is not hardware again. The story is on software and systems. And I want to let no doubt, industrial grade, long-term support, software support, security patches, it's all committed into our long-term supporting plan.
Which I guess is really what players like us ask to Qualcomm in the long run, and it is impressive the way you deliver. So on this, I think that the whole embedded community really owes it to you, that you definitely needed to do that step, and you did it in the most majestic way possible. But you gave me the hook, so I will say that when it comes to HMI, SECO definitely, I will say, it's one of the prime manufacturers, and our in-house manufacturing of both glasses, touchscreens, and TFTs enables us to just be a couple steps ahead. And we built a promotion which I'm really proud of across the Modular Vision 6490. So right now, for all of those listening or watching this, we are currently live on our website, SECO.com, and you can pre-order one of those modular visions. And for those of you who are at the trade show, you can see it in one of our booths down there. It comes with a special price. And you know, the reason why I want to bring this up right now is that we talked about how democratizing access to AI really plays a role. And I do believe that the modular vision is like the perfect platform to begin with. Yeah. It is something that developers, users, makers alike can get started with in a matter of minutes. They can experience for themselves the power of Dragonwing, and at the same time look at what SECO builds and how Clea, Edge Impulse play together. Because again, this is not only a hardware play. And I think I want to go back to what you said. To us, what really matters is delivering systems and solutions that make people's life easier when they have to develop and deploy AI. And I think this is really the goal we gave each other. And I'm really proud and happy to be able to walk this path with you. And Douglas, I want to thank you very much for your time and your insights. It's been great to have you here. It was great to chat with you. I don't know if there's anything else you want to say.
No, just thank you. Thanks for having us. Thanks for the partnership. We're very, very excited what we're building together. And you that are listening to us, there are more to come.
Indeed.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Douglas.
Thank you so much.